I'm here to talk to you about the arts and the impact that the arts can have on our students and on their learning. I've been an arts educator now for 11 years, teaching dance in public schools from Georgia all the way to New York City. So first, I'd like to talk about something that we have not paid a lot of attention to when it comes to the arts. And that's the fact that arts and education has been on the decline since 1982. And that's according to the National Endowment for the Arts Survey on Participation in the Arts. It's steadily declined. At the same time, we've seen that test-based accountability reforms have been on the rise. One of the reasons that the arts has been on the decline is because it's so hard to research and measure. Many of the benefits that the arts have for our students are qualitative and not quantitative. And it's very difficult to gather data in those areas. A lot of them deal with social emotional learning. A lot of them deal with mental health. And that's where I've seen the biggest growth in my own students. The most disheartening fact about this decline in arts education is that it has disproportionately affected our students of color and other marginalized groups. According to the National Endowment for the Arts, in 2008, Black and Hispanic students had less than half the access to the arts of their white peers. So while this information is incredibly disheartening, there are people who are working to get the support that the arts need in order to continue to be a vital part, and even more so a vital part, of our educational curriculum. According to Americans for the Arts, a student who is involved in the arts is 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement. The Americans for the Arts also shows that low-income students who are involved in the arts are more than twice as likely to graduate college than their peers who did not have arts as a part of their education. Even more recently, in 2019, the Kinder Institute for Urban Research found that a substantial increase in arts education has remarkable impacts on student academic, social, and emotional outcomes. I've seen what the arts can do for students' mental health and for their social emotional learning. There is no comparison. I've seen my students expand their compassion for themselves, for others, face their fears, overcome obstacles, find purpose, deal with trauma, express emotions in a way that they haven't felt like they were able to. And that's what matters. So what does this mean for your classroom? Maybe your school doesn't have a dedicated arts curriculum and a dedicated arts faculty, and that's okay. Arts can be integrated into any subject, any grade level, and any lesson. Especially during this time where we're beginning to learn a lot about project-based learning and its effects on our students. Project-based learning is the perfect opportunity to incorporate arts into your classroom. And finally, I'd like you to hear from a couple of my former students who are going to discuss exactly how the arts have impacted them. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Amani Clark McBean. Miss Nash was my dance teacher in high school. I had her for I think 3 years. One thing the arts taught me was how to step out of my comfort zone. It taught me how to step out of my comfort zone, definitely how to do things that I normally wouldn't do, and how to get through the mental obstacles that goes with it. Just being able to say okay, I've never done this before, but I could do it, and actually being able to do it. Another thing that the arts has taught me was patience. It taught me a lot of patience, because it could be hard having patience when you have to do something that, once again, you're not used to doing, or that you don't typically do. So it's instead of just giving up, you have to have patience to continue to want to do it, to continue to actually do it. It taught me a lot of patience, and taught me how to step out of my comfort zone and do different things. So yeah.
So I think for me, if I didn't have the arts, I would not be the thinker that I am today, the learner that I am today. The arts really push you to be a critical thinker, and I think it's because because art is so subjective, we don't have the luxury of black and white. So it requires us to just think more, come up with different explanations. We don't have a this or that, a right or wrong. There's a lot of dissecting and explaining, and I feel like that's a really great transferable skill. So I just think it's really interesting because all of those things that I'm learning now in my business major are things I've learned already in my arts education.